Vine walked quickly down the hallway of her school, her eyes narrowed as she scanned the crowd for any sign of Jungkook. She knew he was up to no good, and she didn't want to get caught in whatever prank he had planned for her this time. As she neared the entrance of the school's bathroom, she saw him standing in front of the door, a smug smile on his face. Move, Jungkook. I need to use the bathroom. Vine said, her eyes icy with anger while Jungkook laughed, crossing his arms over his chest. Sorry, princess, but this bathroom is off limits to you. Vine's eyes widened in disbelief. What do you mean it's off limits? That's ridiculous. Jungkook shrugged, still smiling. I don't make the rules, princess. You will just have to hold it in until we get to our destination, he said, while Vine felt her anger rising, but she knew that arguing with Jungkook would be pointless. He loved to get a rise out of her, and she was determined not to give him the satisfaction. Taking a deep breath, she turned on her heel and began walking back down the hallway, trying to ignore the uncomfortable feeling in her stomach. As they boarded the bus for their school trip, Vine tried to put Jungkook's taunting out of her mind. She focused on the excitement of the trip ahead, the laughter of her friends filling the air. But as the bus began to move, she felt a sudden wave of nausea wash over her. She clutched her stomach, willing the feeling to pass. Aish, why they have to come so early? Periods is always come on wrong time. Why they can't let us leave peacefully? She thought, looking out of the bus window, looking so done with her early date, not knowing Jungkook's eyes on her as he smiled, ready to get his daily dose after boiling wine's blood. Are you feeling okay, princess? Maybe you should have used the bathroom when you had the chance. His voice dripping with sarcasm. Wine shoot him a withering glare. She will use it if he let her use the bathroom earlier. She had been so preoccupied with Jungkook's teasing that she had not even realized she was about to get her period. She felt her face flush with embarrassment as she reached for her bag, digging through it frantically for a bed. As the bus rolled on, Van felt the cramps intensify as she shifted uncomfortably in her seat. She tried to focus on the passing scenery outside the window, but the pain was too distracting. She could feel Jungkook's eyes on her, relishing in her discomfort. Why? What happened, girl? You don't look excited like earlier. Oh, is it because of Jungkook? Don't take him seriously. Don't ruin your mood. Vine's bestie, who was sitting next to her, said, as she also noticed the change in Vine's mood. Somi, I think I got periods. It's early a week, she said, sadly looking at her maid. Somi gasped. Homo, do you need something? Why didn't you tell me before? She asked, as Vine gave her a side eye before she released a heavy sigh. I didn't know that too, Sumi. Okay, okay, wait for a while. The bus will going to stop for a break. You can use the restroom, she said as Van nodded. Finally, the bus pulled into the rest stop where they will be taking a break. Van practically leaped from her seat, grateful for the chance to skip Jungkook's presence for a few moments. She made her way quickly to the bathroom, hoping against hope that it would be empty. But as she pushed open the door, she saw Jungkook leaning casually against the sink, a smug grin on his face. What are you doing here, princess? He taunted. Didn't I tell you this bathroom was off limits? One felt a surge of rage wash over her. She was in no mood for Jungkook's games, not when she was in so much pain. She glared at him, her hands shaking with anger. Get out of my way, Jungkook. I don't have time for your nonsense right now, she said, her voice low and dangerous. Jungkook's screen fluttered slightly at the steel in her eyes. He could see that she was in real pain, and a flicker of guilt passed through his eyes, but just as quickly it was gone, replaced by his usually cocky expression. I'm sorry, princess, but rules are rules. No one gets past me, he said, his voice dripping with insincerity, while Vine, with a growl of frustration, pushed past Jungkook and entered the bathroom, slamming the door behind her. She ignored his mocking laughter as she quickly changed her bed, grateful for the relief it brought. As she emerged from the bathroom, she felt a sense of relief wash over her. As they all arrived at the forest for their camping trip, the excitement was palpable in the air. One, however, was feeling anything but excited. As they all set up their tents and started a campfire, she couldn't shake off the discomfort she felt due to her uninvited visitor, her periods. Jungkook noticed a change in her behavior. He had been having a good time with their friends, but seeing Wine lost made him feel uneasy. He couldn't bring himself to enjoy the moment as long as she wasn't having fun. Wine sat quietly by the campfire, looking lost in her own thoughts. When the rest of the group suggested exploring the forest, Wine, you are coming, right? It's going to be fun. She asked to Wine, but seeing her dull face, Somi pouted. We planned this before, we are going to have fun, she said while whining. I'm so sorry, Somi, but it wasn't planned. I just want to rest and bear this pain. Somi nodded while she patted on Vine's hand. Don't be sad, go and rest. By the way, there is a pink bag. You can have the snacks. It will help you, she said while smiling softly made Vine chuckle as she hugged Somi and made her way to her tent, leaving Jungkook feeling uneasy about her well-being. Oh, how badly he wanted to somehow get lost and explore the forest with his only enemy. What's wrong? Is something happened? By looking at her face, I think she is in pain. I stop her using restroom. Is it possible her kidneys start paining? He thought while chewing his lip. Unable to shake off his concern, Jungkook approached Somi and asked about wine. Somi, instead of revealing the truth about Vine's situation, simply told him to stay away from her as she wasn't feeling well. This only left Jungkook more confused and worried about Vine. While the rest of the students set out to explore the forest, Jungkook decided to stay behind at the camping area. He couldn't bring himself to leave Vian alone in her tent, especially knowing she was in pain. As he sat by the campfire, he couldn't help but wonder about Vian, who had unknowingly captured his attention. Vian, on the other hand, was grateful for the solitude of her tent and snacks. She knew she could count on Sumi to keep her secret and taking care of her, but she couldn't shake off the discomfort she was feeling. She curled up in her sleeping bag, trying to distract herself from the pain. As the night fell, Jungkook couldn't ignore his growing feelings for Vine. He knew they were supposed to be enemies, but he couldn't shake off the concern he felt for her. He always got attracted towards Vine, and when he started liking her, everything, even fighting, he didn't know he just falling for her more than before. I think I should check. Come on, Jungkook, you can do that. It's not that scary, you are just checking if she is fine or not. He decided to check on her despite Sumi's warning. He wasn't going to back away. His heart was beating fastly. As he approached Vine's tent quietly, Jungkook hesitated for a moment before unzipping the tent and peeking inside. Yeah, what the hell, Jungkook? What are you doing, you idiot? Vine almost screamed in surprise to see him. She immediately got up, and before Jungkook opened his mouth, he received a pillow directly on his handsome face. Listen to me first, Ryan. I just come to check if you are alright, he said, covering himself with his hands before Ryan again threw something on him. What? And why you are being so thoughtful, and that too for me? We are enemies if you don't remember. We are humans too. I don't know about you, but I am a human. He looked away after saying this, while Vine was looking at him like she will suck his blood any time. Why not? She was on period. She can be dangerous. Get lost if you don't want me to act like a hungry lioness. Jungkook couldn't hold, he laughed, and without her permission, he sat beside her while Vine was looking at him shocked. Listen, Jungkook, if you are here to annoy me, then don't. She stopped and hissed in pain as the cramp started hitting her. Jungkook frowned, seeing her clenching her stomach. Wow, what happened? Do your kidney hurt because I didn't let you use restroom and you have to hold your... He stopped and gulped when Vine shoot him that glare. Look, Vine, I'm sorry. I didn't know you have kidney problem. Let's go to the hospital. He said as Vine was looking in so much pain, but hearing him, she was also wanted to laugh, but couldn't. Why would she laugh? They were not friends after all. I don't have any kidney stones. You have a stone instead of brain. Her voice was almost a whisper. as the pain was killing her. Even in pain, she knows how to fight back. Gosh, he murmured in disbelief. Then, do you have a stomach bug? Do you want to use bathroom? He said and caught a flying pillow. Stop it, Jungkook. It's not about pee and poo every time. Just leave me alone. Jungkook frowned in confusion, but then his eyes got widened when he realized what it could be also. Are you on your periods? He asked hesitantly and slowly, almost holding his breath, getting scared if she threw something else on him while Vine sighed. Yes, she then looked at him. Her heart was beating fastly, and her cheeks turned red in embarrassment while Jungkook made O face. Now, get out, she yelled, getting annoyed, seeing him watching her with those big eyes. You are in pain, Vine. Let me take care of you, he said, and before Vine reacted, he was out of the tent, leaving Vine in confusion, but not for so long. She soon ground in pain, clenching her stomach as cramps wrecked her body. She knew she needed a heating bag to ease the discomfort, but they had not brought one with them. Just then Jungkook entered, holding a bottle and a plastic bag on which he kept 2 cups of instant noodle. He hurriedly went to Vine's side. I know it's not much, but this can help, he said, trying to sound casual as he handed her the bottle. He just went out to find something that could be helpful, and there he just filled the bottle with hot water and brought it to her in a replacement of heating bag. Van's eyes widened in surprise as she took the bottle from him. She felt a mixture of nervous and embarrassment at the intimate gesture, but at the same time, she couldn't deny the warmth that spread through her body. She looked up at Jungkook, uncertain of how to react. He can be a gentleman. She never imagined that, but it was real. She was seeing him taking care of her like a true gentleman, her tummy filled with butterflies. Thanks. She looked down, hiding her blush. Have some noodles. There is nothing much, but before he said, Van quickly took the cup of instant noodle from his hand. It's a lot. I was craving for it so badly. She started slapping the noodles like she was starving from days, while Jungkook smiled, his heart melting seeing this side of her. As they sat in the small tent, the space felt suffocatingly small with Jungkook so close to her. Van's heart raced, unsure of what was happening between them. She had always had feelings for Jungkook, but their constant bickering had prevented them from acknowledging those emotions. Van, I want to say something. Van looked at him confusedly, while Jungkook could sense Van's unease. But he knew that this was the perfect opportunity to finally confess his true feelings. He couldn't let this moment slip away. I I love you, Van. Taking a deep breath, he looked into Van's eyes and spoke softly. He confessed finally. His voice filled with sincerity, and he felt light-hearted after so long. Van's breath caught in her throat as she stared at him in disbelief. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. Initially, she thought he was playing a cruel joke on her, but the earnest look in his eyes told her otherwise. Jungkook's actions spoke volumes, and she found herself believing his words. The tent filled with silence. They can easily able to hear each other breathes and loud heartbeats. Their eyes were locked. The seconds, minutes were felt like decades, making Jungkook restless. But then, without hesitation, Vine leaned in and pressed her lips against Jungkook's, pouring all the pent-up emotions into the kiss. It was a moment of vulnerability and raw honesty, a confession of love that had been suppressed for far too long. Jungkook gently wrapped his arm around her waist and kissed her back. In that moment, they both realized the depth of their feelings for each other. The barriers that had kept them apart melted away, and they embraced each other with a newfound sense of closeness and connection. Now that you are my girl, can I cuddle with you? I know girls want that from her boyfriends. He giggled and she blushed helplessly. Seeing him like this, it was like a new side come out from him, and she was excited to see more. Vine nodded and Jungkook gently wrapped his arm around Vine, providing her with the warmth and comfort that she so desperately needed. Vine felt a sense of peace and contentment wash over her as she snuggled closer to Jungkook, feeling safe and love in his embrace. It was strange but real. She was so in love with him, she can now say that out loudly. And so do him. He covered her with blanket and peck on the forehead. I'm feeling like I embarrassed my whole world in my arms. And I'm feeling like wrapped in cotton candy. Want to eat you. Hold on, you can't on your periods, babe. It's scary. Yeah, did you just call me scary, huh? No, I was saying that to your periods, baby. Don't lie, Jungkook. Don't talk to me now. Aish, sweetheart, we just become girlfriend and boyfriend and you start fighting. It's because of mood swings, she pouted. Yeah, that's why I'm saying scary. Don't be mad, my love. Once you got free, you can eat me and I will eat you. He smirked and I hit on his chest playfully. By the way, I'm feeling much better now. Oh, sure, because I'm with you, darling. As they lay together in the darkness of the tent, surrounded by the sound of nature, they whispered sweet nothings to each other, lost in their newfound love and the magic of the moment. From that day on, their relationship blossomed into something beautiful and undeniably real.